Brothers and sisters, April the 28th, 2019, I'm going to bring you scriptures that I found on that phrase about the first fruits leaving soon. And so first fruits are believers. Believers are the first fruits of God, a kind of first fruits of all he created. James chapter 1, verse 18. First fruits, believers, are a testimony of God's resurrection power and salvation. They are his firstborn, redeemed by Christ's blood. In their holy standing, first fruit, believers are God's first fruits, holy to the Lord. The first fruits of his harvest. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 3. God's people are therefore to present themselves as holy, first fruits to God, as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Having the first fruits of the Spirit, the work of the Spirit in effecting the present redemption of their souls, believers are given a guarantee they will have future redemption of their bodies at the second coming of Christ. And this is Romans chapter 8, verse 23. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 20 and 23, Paul teaches that Christ in his bodily resurrection is the first fruits of those who have fallen asleep. Christ is the guarantee that all who belong to him will be raised from the dead at his second coming. Leviticus 23, verses 10 and 11 and 17. First fruits were to be brought to God as a guarantee of the harvest to come. So it is also in God's redemption harvest. First, Christ, the first fruits, has triumphed in his resurrection. Then the rest of his crop, the redeemed, will be raised triumphantly at his second coming. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 23. And then Revelation chapter 14, verse 4. Believers are to be true followers of the Lamb, just as the saints in the second coming, who are described as holy, purchased from God among men, and offered as first fruits to God and the Lamb. First fruits are any grain harvest that ripens the earliest. I'm going to repeat it again. First fruits are any grain harvest that ripens the earliest. This offering guarantees to God the remaining harvest shall come.